I know, I'm late, but okay, this is my channel, so I do things when I want to, and there's nothing you can do about it. The good old art style challenge. It's been lingering around for a while now, and I thought that I could give it a try. But instead of doing just styles from famous franchises or studios like Disney or Ghibli, which we will get to as well, I thought it could be fun to try and replicate styles from other creators that I enjoy. So in total, we have 3-ish studio styles and 4-ish other artist styles. I'm not very organized, as you might tell, but you'll understand my uncertainty when we get to it. First up on the chopping board is a classic, Disney, and I specifically took reference from older Disney movies, more particularly Aristocats, which is pretty obvious since I'll be drawing Honey Paw. Even though I don't yet have an established style, I'll be using his ref sheet for comparison. I did color pick Disney's colors for other characters to have him blended more with the style, since his original colors are a bit too bright and saturated and he would have stuck out like a sore thumb. The other thing is the line art. Line art, alongside proportions and colors, is what differentiates styles from one another. From what I could see from the various frames I collected as reference, there was basically no line variation, only in a few areas, and it had that classic clean sketch look. I think the most obvious place where you can see it is the whiskers, where the line art kinda bubbles out at certain parts. I don't know, you can tell me if I achieved Disney look or not. Next is Ghibli. And yes, I'm going to say Ghibli and not Ghibli, even though I know that in Japanese it would be pronounced Ghibli, but I've always said Ghibli, so I'm going to stick to my roots. Alright, onto the speed paints. I was really torn between two options for this one. Either I go the quote-unquote normal cat route, or I go the GG route. At first I tried doing it more like GG with big globulous eyes, but the pose was killing me at this point, so I gave up and went the normal cat routes. This one is also the only one with shadows, because it's the only one where my references had shadows, and I wasn't thinking at that moment, I guess. So yeah, here's Ghibli Honey Paw for you. Alright, this is why I said I had 3-ish studio styles. Because technically, Warrior Cats Animated is an indie studio, but no actual animation other than little snippets has been made public. And also, it's not a world-renowned studio, because if you didn't know, Warrior Cats Animated is a fan-created project of over 100 artists working together to bring the Warrior series to life. And their character designs have a very specific style. You may or may not have heard me talk about it in my Art Tropes I Love video, where I use them as an example. However, I still think that this is my weakest execution. I'm not showing them to you in order I drew them, so this one is actually the first one I drew, and I think it shows, especially the line art. I added too much line weight, in particular around the face, because I still wasn't sure how their line art worked. I don't know. If you didn't know that this one was mine, would you be able to tell apart from the other designs? Well, let's be honest. Probably yes. Okay, studio styles out of the way, let's jump into creator styles. To begin, we have intyaxl's style on Instagram. Sadly, it's been a while since they've been active, but I still wanted to include them here since their style is so distinctive. It revolves a lot around geometric shapes, and I was quite disappointed that Honey Paw didn't have more patterns on his fur, because drawing a tabby pelt would have been quite fun. The eyes too is another important part that I made sure to nail down. The colors are basically the same as the original palette, I only made them a tad bit more saturated. At this point, I had found the stabilizer on Krita because the thin, no line weight variation line art was making me want to rip my hair out. The stabilizer helped me keep my sanity, so that's good. Okay, I don't know why, but my favorite part of this drawing is the tail, and specifically the tip of it. The shapes just scratch an itch in my brain that I didn't even know I had. Next up is one of my favorite cat artists. I mean, they do draw other animals, but for the context of this video, we'll just ignore that. thatgreendragon on Instagram. For some reason, I thought that this would be one of the hardest ones to replicate since her style leans more towards realistic proportions, which I don't really jam with. But in the end, I believe that it came out as one of the better ones. Other than the proportions, the other aspects I noticed were the exaggerated fold at the haunches that curves down into the belly, you know, the chest V or sometimes Y pattern, and eyelashes. I think that final one really pulled it all together. Like I said, this is definitely my favorite one out of the bunch. Right after, I started working on rainechiime's style. Finally, oh my god, textured line art, my savior. I had the most fun doing the line art for this one because textures. It's subtle, sure, but it's better than nothing in my very personal opinion. I prefer texture when drawing because I can't make clean line art to look good for the life of me. Here I also changed the colors and color picked from some of their designs, but overall the colors are just desaturated. Other than the eyes, other aspects of the art style is the semi-colored line arts. I've been playing around with colored line art lately, but I never thought about doing it only in a few specific areas, so that's definitely something I need to try out. In the end, I really like the warm and cozy feel of this illustration. Last but not least, we have a wild card. I understand that if you're not in the Warrior Cats fandom, you will not understand where I'm taking this from. And heck, even if you are, you might not understand. But I've seen, only on Pinterest so far, a lot of drawings from an artist with their Warrior Cats human AU designs. I've tried, believe me, to find the original artist, but Pinterest is so full of art theft that it's pretty much impossible to find the original creator of a stolen piece if it isn't in the comments, and even reverse image searching the image didn't bring me to any social media page or anything, so please, if you know who the original artist for these is, then please, I beg of you, tell me in the comments and I'll add the credits in the description. Anyway, Honeypaw is a medicine cat, so instead of giving him a sword or a weapon, I gave him a little pouch where he could gather herbs. The feathers are not only because he's from Sky Clan, but also to showcase his love for his sister, Robinpaw. He also loves his other sister, Bramblepaw, but I didn't know how to add brambles to his design without it seeming impractical, so just imagine that he carries brambles in his pouch for some reason. That was a lot of drawing. In total, the drawings took me close to 7 hours to draw, without counting reference gathering. If you want me to do something like this again, because I do have other styles in mind I'd like to try out, then tell me in the comments. Alright, that's it for now. See you another time, hopefully.